I'd love to hear your thoughts today on unity without uniformity.
Wow, I love what Dorrit said. Oh, yes, the parenting, right? That's where it begins. Unity without uniformity begins at home, begins at home with acceptance of differences, encouraging differences. And there's a thought that just came to me about a family. I think it was one of the famous families too. The kids would actually come home and they were in trouble if they hadn't failed that day, right? And so when your kids are built up um, on a foundation that even like failure is okay, then they have a greater sense of it's okay to be different. So, my book, We Are One Woman and We Do Shine Unity Without Uniformity, is a compilation book with women from all different walks of life that did life in their own unique ways. And the foreword is actually written by Sergeant Patricia Alston Harris. At the time, she was already out of the Army, so she's a veteran and she has an amazing women's group in supporting female vets. And so she was talking about like even the military, right? That's unity without uniformity because there's different branches. They wear different uniforms. They do different things. They have different, hoorahs and oohs and all the. It's fun to go with my husband to military events because they have their I forget all the different ones. Hoo-ha, roo-ha. They know who they are. Like, oh, the Navy guys are over there. Oh, the Army guys are over there. So, yeah. So that's another thing that comes to mind for me when I think about unity without uniformity. And the word judging had already come up in our conversation. It really does keep you away from judging. And, typically as we grow, we watch other people's reactions to us. And then from those reactions, we decide if our personality or our behavior is acceptable. And I went to a group where they didn't react to you at all. They didn't give real clear directions. It's very, very ambiguous what we were even told we were doing. And wow, I just learned so much about myself and how much I depend on the reaction of others to know if I'm doing it right, if you will. And then, like, I think you guys know I interviewed Jason Leibowitz, and he has that personality where he doesn't give you that response, and you learn really fast where you're at as far as how much you depend on the response of others in how well you're doing, so to speak. So yeah, that was really interesting, being around his personality, and his whole thing is about connecting with yourself so that you connect with others. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Love that bottom line of unity without uniformity starts at home. And even before that, it starts with you as an individual. And I absolutely love watching all these young moms. Steena, Marie, and I've had so many conversations, and then just having the joy of watching her raising her kids. The moms these days are really tuning into who they are, how they've been raised, their triggers, and the energy that they're carrying, and how that's affecting the way their kids are even behaving, and the responses and the mirrors, that their kids the responses their kids are giving back to them, or the mirrors that their kids can be for them. So that turning 65 this month, that's definitely, I have definitely seen many generations, right, of children being raised, and parents' reactions to their own children. And so much of the punishment mentality comes from how well someone feels about themselves. And then if they're put in a situation where they're not in control, then a lot of times it was physical spanking, whatever physical things to gain back that control. And it's really cool nowadays. Jennifer, you mentioned kind of autonomy and even having autonomy in the workplace, right? I'm watching parents raise their children with much more autonomy. And it used to be like safety used to be this huge thing. And even like if we get sick, we can get put on an antibiotic. In the day you get sick, you died, right? So so much has shifted in the way we can be in the world, that we do have more time to relax into, okay, who am I? Who are you? And I love Jen-Uine's work on that. And I especially love the way she says, I wouldn't know who I am if I didn't surround myself with people who are different than me. That's really beautiful, Jenny. Thank you for that.
Linda, what a great way to end this conversation. I loved what you had to say. It really does starts with us, and it starts at home. And what a just a yummy conversation. I just loved hearing all your thoughts from everyone on how we can be doing things differently, and certainly when it comes to unity without uniformity. Thank you to everyone for your contribution to the conversation today. I really enjoyed it.